Okay, so here's my second go at it. I don't have a proper holder for my phone, and it is just slipping and falling around everywhere, and I am working, and so I'm just going to walk around and see if I can figure out how to get this to hold my phone up so that it won't fall out. I am stewing tomatoes, and I'm preparing my tomatoes so that I can cook them. So we're going to have a little bit of, looks like up the nose shot. I don't have many followers, so this is just me starting to get used to being on Periscope and talking and just having myself out there. While I was doing this work, I was thinking about a call that I have with a new presenter tonight. I'm with Unique, and I have a girl who just joined, and I was trying to think of what the best advice would have been for me when I joined. And how could I use that information to best get her started? And I had never been in direct sales before. I had worked a little bit retail, but only part-time. Had my own business, but I thought, you know, that was very different. So I really was just listening to what everybody was telling me, and I was getting a little overwhelmed. I was hearing the messages, but I was not hearing the same words. So the words that they were telling me were customer follow-up, customer relations. You have to develop a relationship with your potential customer and with your customer. You have to follow up with your customer, and it's all very true, and your whole business is built on following up with your customers, with sales, and with developing new relationships so that you can make future sales. But I didn't know what that meant. So I have been working diligently, building my Facebook friends, building my Instagram friends, smiling and talking with everybody, and sharing along the way, still not getting the results that I figured I should be getting at this point in my direct sales business. Went to convention a few weeks back, met a few other leaders, and discovered that, you know what, everybody has a different way, and that way is unique to them. It's what they're most comfortable with, and that is key. You have to find what you're most comfortable with when you're building your business, making your sales, developing those relationships with your fellow direct sales people and with your customers. So for me, I think that meant something completely different than the other people that I've been working with. And as I've been listening and gathering a lot of information on the different ways that people do things, for me, something became very clear. And that was because I didn't have this figured out at the very beginning, I started to develop bad habits. And bad habits are so hard to break. And now I have to unlearn what I was doing and start to develop some good habits. So, if I had today's me talk to last year's me when I first joined and when I made my first mascara sales, this is what I probably would have said to myself. So you've sold your first mascara. Congratulations. What now? What do you think you have to do now? What did you say to the customer? Did you schedule a follow-up? Like, where do you go from here? And I was going to say, where do you go from here, girl? But I do have guys on my team, so I have to be careful to address that correctly. So where do you go from here? So for me, now, what that means is I have to step outside my old habits and develop new habits and new comfort zones. So this is what I'm thinking. First off, my first sales were cash and carry. They were friends. They were people I ran to in the streets. They were cashiers that I was sharing my newfound love and business with. Knowing what I know now and being a little more comfortable in my own skin, I would have grabbed my phone and said, I want to make sure that you have the correct technique for putting the mascara on. So I want to send you a quick little video on how to put the mascara on correctly in case you're having any trouble. So I take my phone and I do a selfie with them. I grab their name, ask them for their phone number, and I text that selfie to them so that they now have a picture of me, their unique presenter, so they don't forget who I am. I have a picture of them to connect the name with. I have their phone number. I can text them and call them, and I also ask for their email address. So what has this done? This has set me up so that I have a reason to follow up with them. I'm going to send them a quick little video to begin to develop a relationship with them, because they're going to see me more in person. It's also because you've said you'd like to send something to her by email, and she said okay, it's given you permission to now send her more emails. So you can notify her of new products coming out, if you have some stock on hand, and you have 3 different methods right now to contact her for reorder. Take that one step further. When you've sent the selfie to her, ask her, can I friend you? Would you like to be friends on Facebook? You've just upped it again. Now she's going to be following your feed. If you do this from your very, very first sale, every time, your first 5 or 10 are going to feel a little uncomfortable, but then it's going to become so second nature to you, you're going to do it automatically, and you're going to build your network of customers. No, you're not going to build them any faster, but what you're going to do is you're going to have a good solid record of who they are, and you're going to have all the contact information. And that's where I fell down. I sold them, I explained how to use it, I saw them the next day in passing, they said, oh, everything's fine, I love it, and then I lost track of them, and I wasn't able to find them for reorders, and I wasn't able to find them to develop a relationship. Now I have to start over and begin to build that way. If you are lucky and you're doing it through parties, you're going to have them ordering directly through the party online. You automatically have their email address. You can tell them in the party, thank you for ordering. I'm going to send you a quick little email with some tips, a video with some tips so that you know what to do with your new product. And then you connect with them through that method. And again, you begin to develop that relationship, and you have contact information, you have times, you know how you can now time it out. How long has it been since she purchased her product, whether it's mascara or whatever. And the big thing I think for this whole process is we have a 14-day money-back guarantee. How is she going to get a hold of you? How are you going to follow up to make sure that she's happy with the product? Maybe she needs a little bit of help, a little bit of instruction. That's really important. So I think, had I known this, had I of today been able to talk to myself back when I first started, that would have been the best information that I could have got for my first day, first sale, starting my business. And that's what I'm going to do now. I am starting anew, and I'm going back and I'm redoing it all, and I'm starting new habits, and I'm teaching all of my new people and my existing team. I'm going to post this into my team site and see if maybe they need to break a couple of old habits. So that's it for today. My rant, my rave, and I look forward to perfecting my periscoping, and I hope that I will start to be able to help some of you and be able to say hi and give me some hearts. That's it for today.